the Porsche stand is always one of the most popular at any auto show, but you've got a lot of interest right now because of your e-mobility push. This is a concept, the Mission E Cross Turismo. How important is or will electric cars be to Porsche?
Electric cars has an important point of our product strategy. On the first hand side, we will improve our combustion engines. Second, our plug-in hybrid. And third, these full electric cars we presented today. This Cross Turismo, based on the Mission E car, we will have in the series production next year, and therefore it's a very important pillar.
I'm still a fan of the naturally aspirated, high-power, six-cylinder boxers that you have. You just presented also the GT3 RS, which is an amazing sports car. How much longer is Porsche going to be able to offer naturally aspirated gasoline engines?
Yeah, we will go to the future with the naturally aspirated engines, like we presented today with the GT3 RS, and that's Porsche core. And our strategy is to concentrate on three pillars, and this naturally aspirated engines will be one pillar of the strategy of our new products.
I spend a lot of time on the Porsche configurator, and I recently noticed that there's no more diesel options for the Cayenne, for the Macan, or for the Panamera. Are you going to phase out diesels completely?
Yeah, that's correct. We finished for this year our diesel production because of our big success with our hybrid variants. And for future, we are planning to come back with the Cayenne with a diesel option, but we will think what will happen on the market, and at the end it depends on the customers.
I had the pleasure recently of test driving the Cayenne Turbo. I have to say you've really raised the bar for large SUVs. It's clearly the best of any of its competitors out there. Some of the things that make it that good are the dynamic chassis control, the 48-volt system that controls and limits the sway. Is that system going to work its way down to other Porsche vehicles or to other Volkswagen vehicles?
Of course, everything we do from the technology side is coming from the racetrack to the roads, and the topics you were talking about are topics coming from the racetrack. For example, the steerable wheels on the back end is, for example, points coming from the racetrack. And everything we do is like this, and then we make a transfer to other products. And here in the new Cross Turismo, you can see a lot of these features.
Rear wheel steering is also quite an amazing thing that I think first came out on the GT3. Let me ask about one of your biggest markets right now, because it's been in the news that Donald Trump is pushing for tariffs not only on steel but also on imported German cars. And Porsches are, of course, only built here in Stuttgart, Zuffenhausen, and around Dresden. What do you think about tariffs on Porsche cars?
It's not getting nervous to see what happens. We will watch what they will decide in the US, but it's too early to decide something. And at the end, we have a very good fan base of Porsche enthusiasts in the US. And therefore, at the end, we will have a solution and watch what will happen. And now is not the time to decide.
Are you worried, though, about, for example, raw material costs climbing because of tariffs on steel and aluminum, which is used very heavily in Porsche cars? Do you see raw material costs rising?
It's always a topic because all our cars have 100% aluminium, the outside design, and therefore we have to watch very deeply what will happen with the cost. But for us it's so important because we are a lightweight constructor, and it's important for our car and driving dynamics.
I have to apologize to our viewers. Your sister company Audi over here is making a lot of noise, or actually it's Lamborghini, of course. Those cars make a lot of noise. What do you think about the competition that you have with the other brands in the Volkswagen stable? I think of Lamborghini, I think of Bentley, which has, you know, the Bentayga that competes with the Cayenne. How is this competition good or bad for Porsche?
I think it's a healthy competition we have, and on the other side, everybody helps each other, and we have a very good collaboration with Audi. And at the end, important is that you have clear differentiations in between the brands. And that we have in between Audi, Lamborghini or Porsche. And therefore, I think it's very useful to work in such a big group like the Volkswagen Group is.
Although if you were broken out separately, you would be the most profitable car maker in the world. Porsche makes good margins, a lot of money. Have you ever talked with Volkswagen executives about the possibility of monetizing Porsche?
No, we haven't. We are very happy to be a proud member of the Volkswagen family, and therefore we haven't discussed it.
Let me just ask quickly about your sales targets. You've done historically, it's legendary really how well you've done with the Cayenne, but now the Macan is creeping up. Is the Macan going to be selling more than the Cayenne in the future? Is the smaller size crossovers better for you?
Yeah, today we are selling more Macan than Cayenne. But the main important point is volume doesn't matter for Porsche. For us it's more important to have a good profitability than excited to excite our customers, and at the end to have very safe workplaces in our factories. And that are our goals, and volume is not so important for us.